Alda Arias is a freelance Spanish interpreter. We caught up with Alda as she rendered her services for the Campaign for Better Schools at a press conference being hosted by the New York City Public Schools in Lower Manhattan.
At this point, when we know we're developing information. So today, for example, one school.
What I do is I do simultaneous in English and in Spanish by using two transmitters. Because these units allow me to switch on and off because they have talk and mute buttons. I set one channel for English, one channel for Spanish. The key is just to remember which channel you set to which. Put them here, wherever you can feel comfortable. And I have two style microphones. This one and this one. The quality is different on both, but because of the style difference, it allows me, not the best way. This started out being a lapel mic, but we lost the clip. So just take some tape, unfortunately, and I put them together, and then that allows me to use them together like this, so that I can use both transmitters and be still hands-free, except for the thumbing on and off into mute and talk. So I can do simultaneous the entire meeting. It's a little cumbersome when you want to switch with another person because of the wires, but you can work out a good system that works.
Would it be safe to say that these children, the 25% that didn't go to school today, caught whatever they got from the school?
No, it would not be safe to say that at all.
I'm
Do you have any way of checking that out, though? I mean, like, for example, if you have 25% of the kids who are at home, do you have...
I mean, I got started through a friend. We got, she knew that I did this because of family. I learned how to do it. And she said, well, I need someone to provide the services. Would you be willing to try that? I said, I've never done this professionally. I don't know if I can do it. And then I said, well, I'm going to go in one time and I'm going to see what you're talking about, because I can't just say because I know Spanish I can do it. Because it's education specific and there's a lot of terminology I'm not going to know. So I went in one time and I observed and I thought, well, there are things I don't know, but with a little bit of research and if everyone's patient with me, I can do it. So I started working on it and they already owned the equipment, and little by little I started working with her. Then people would come in and see and they needed the services and I started expanding. So actually the majority of my clients are because they have needed the services and have been where I'm providing the services and have asked me for my business card directly, or they have asked one of my existing clients for my information. So I actually haven't really obtained many clients, maybe one or two for translation because I also translate. But for the interpretation, 100% of my clients have been obtained through word of mouth advertising.
You ever have problems with getting paid? People?
Actually, I have not.
No?
I'm very lucky. No, all of my clients are very thoughtful, very mindful. In fact, from time to time, I have been asked the other way around. Where's my invoice? Why haven't you did this work for us? That's one of my main challenges is the administrative side of the business. I'm great at providing the services, but the administrative portion is where I feel that someone that does this on their own for a living really suffers, because you have to be more than a one-man show, or in this case a one-woman show, because you really have to juggle a lot of things, especially in my line of work where I don't just interpret, I also translate. So some of my time goes into actually translating things that come in via email, juggling project requests for translation and for interpretation, deciding on priority lists and deadlines, and then actually, travel time it takes to get somewhere, and actually doing interpretation jobs, and coming back. Like, for example, this evening, I will have to get back home and do translation. So it's sort of a juggling of time, trying to decide, how much of your mental energy you still have left, so that you can go back and perform whatever other duties you still have waiting for you.
And how busy are you on a typical week for you?
I don't know. It varies a lot. Depends on when my clients have a lot of campaigns. the thing is that I work mostly with nonprofit clients. They are mostly the topics that I worked on are geared toward social justice issues. So it's number one topic is education. Third, labor relations, and fourth, immigration issues. So in that order, I've done everything that is needed in terms of translation and interpretation for both. For interpretation, everything from one-on-one interactions. For example, for a research paper that was being produced by a university, there was interviews with community members that were happening. So it was just three of us in the room doing consecutive. And I've done up as much as, I would hesitate to say more than 1,000-person events, but close enough to annual membership meetings or annual assemblies, outdoor Russian.
So what do you do?
I do love it. I do love it. So for health insurance, I pay out of my own pocket. I've been fortunate enough to find a regional health insurance provider to the New York City tri-state area that provides sort of cost-effective health insurance. It's not the worst, but I do. For those of you who be watching within the U.S., I have a PPO plan, a point-of-service plan, which allows me to pick my own doctors without having to first see a primary care physician. This particular company happens to have their own clinic in each borough, so I'm able to walk in as needed for primary care. And then whenever I need to see a specialist, I just go right away. As I said, it's not the best plan, and in general, as all of us know, health insurance costs are rising, so I have gone through several price increases, but it still remains the most affordable that I was able to find. It's about half the price of everything else I was able to find for more coverage than those other more expensive ones were offering to me. So it's okay, it's not great, but as they say, it's better than nothing. So in terms of people getting into this, I would say do the same. Treat each thing as if, 10 or 100 potential clients are sitting in the audience and you want them to see your best performance, coming through. And you do that each and every time. You set that as your goal. Of course, you're never going to be 100% because we're all just human. So do your best, be professional, be courteous, ask people to introduce you before you get started in an event so that the audience knows who you are and what you're doing, because if you just simply pick up a microphone and start working, people are going to say, hey, who is this and why are you being rude? And they'll turn around and be quiet. And in terms of getting started, I feel like there is a large gap in terms of barriers of entry. The best thing to do, I think, is to maybe get to know some people that may need services, maybe, through the non-for-profit world. I mean, all my clients pretty much are non-for-profit organizations. So, maybe you go and you offer your services for a tax-deductible receipt, or, just go for a few times and say, I'm just donating my services, something like that, so that people get to know you. And again, regardless of whether you're getting paid or not, do the best job that you can.
Thank you so much for your words and for your time.
You're welcome.
And from New York, this was
Alda, freelance interpreter. Thank you.